He stood silently in the corner of the gym, his old gray hoodie pulled low, the sleeves cut off just above the faded scars that twisted down his arm like lightning marks of a storm long past. Every time the light hit them, they told a story, one of pain, sacrifice, and survival. But to the young recruits around him, they were just ugly marks. Yo, old man, didn't know they let burn victims train here, one of them laughed, tossing a towel at him. The others chuckled, their voices echoing through the iron and sweat of the room. The single dad veteran didn't react. He simply placed his weights down, quietly checked his watch, and said, "Some scars aren't meant to be hidden, they're reminders of who made it out alive." The laughter died for a moment, but only for a moment. He wasn't here for them. He was here for his 8-year-old son, Ben, who sat on the bleachers with a lunchbox and a smile that never faded. The boy loved watching his dad train. To him, those scars weren't ugly, they were medals. Proof his dad was a warrior. Every morning, before school, Ben would trace one of those scars with his little finger and say, "Dad, this one means you saved someone, right?" And every time, the veteran would nod, smile softly, and reply, "Something like that, buddy." No one at the gym knew his story. He didn't boast about being a veteran, didn't talk about the war, and didn't mention the unit tattoo that sat hidden beneath his sleeve. It was a tattoo only a few people in the world would recognize, a mark of a classified special operations team, the kind that never made it into newspapers or medals. One afternoon, the gym announced a charity event for veterans, push-up contests, training drills, things meant to honor service. Ironically, most of the young crowd only came to show off. He joined quietly, just to support the cause. When his turn came, whispers spread again. "Bet the old guy can't even last 30 seconds. Look at those scars, he'll tear something open." But when he dropped to the floor, he didn't stop. 50. 100. 150. His arms shook, but his eyes stayed calm, focused, steady, unbroken. When the crowd counted his 200th rep, even the ones who mocked him started clapping. Then the doors opened. Silence swept through the gym like a cold wind. A woman in uniform entered, stern, decorated, her rank shining on her chest. General Evelyn Ross, one of the highest-ranking officers in the Army. She was there to speak for the event, to thank the veterans. But when her eyes fell on the quiet man doing push-ups, she froze mid-sentence. Her face went pale. Her jaw trembled. Then, in front of everyone, she whispered, "No, it can't be." He stood slowly, wiping sweat from his forehead, his sleeve sliding down just enough to reveal a small part of his tattoo. Her hand shot to her mouth. That symbol, an eagle gripping a broken sword, was the insignia of Unit Echo 7, a covert rescue team disbanded years ago after a classified mission gone wrong. "Sergeant Carter," she said, voice cracking. The young recruits looked at each other, confused. Carter looked up slowly, his expression steady but his eyes heavy with the weight of memory. "Yes, ma'am," he said quietly. "Didn't expect to see you again." The room fell silent. Even the cocky ones who mocked him now stood still, realizing the man they'd been laughing at wasn't some washed-up vet. He was the Sergeant Carter, the man rumored to have saved General Ross herself during the ambush in Kuna Valley years ago. The mission that no one talked about, because too many good soldiers never came back. General Ross stepped closer, her eyes glassy. You dragged me out of that wreck when the explosion hit. I thought you didn't survive." He shook his head. "Half of me didn't." Ben ran up to him, hugging his leg. The general knelt down and smiled at the boy. "You've got a brave father, son." The boy grinned proudly. "I know. He's my hero." Tears shimmered in the general's eyes. She stood, turned toward the crowd, and her voice rose, steady, commanding, but full of emotion. "Listen up, everyone. The man standing before you isn't just a veteran. He's the reason I'm alive. The reason many soldiers ever came home. Those scars you laughed at. They're the price of your freedom." You could hear a pin drop. The recruits who mocked him earlier looked down, ashamed. One of them whispered, "Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't know." Carter placed a hand on the young man's shoulder. "That's the point, son. You never really know what someone's been through. So treat everyone like they've fought a battle you can't see." From that day forward, no one in that gym ever laughed at scars again. And Sergeant Carter, the quiet single dad who once stood alone, found respect, not from medals, not from rank, but from hearts. Later that night, As he tucked Ben into bed, the boy asked, "Dad, are you a hero?" Carter smiled faintly, brushing his son's hair. "No, buddy. The real heroes are the ones who never came home. I just live for them." Ben whispered, "Then I'll live for you." And as Carter turned off the light, his heart, scarred but strong, finally found peace in that simple truth. Because sometimes, the bravest battles aren't fought with guns or medals. They're fought in silence, with love, scars, and the strength to keep going for the ones who still need you. So if you're watching this right now, remember, everyone carries unseen scars. Some wear them on their skin, others deep within. But each mark tells a story of survival.